What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? JP is here. I'm happy to say that there's more insiders coming out from the military, from the same base where I was stationed. And I said that these things was going to happen. This was going to happen. That other soldiers from my same unit from Eglin Air Force Base were going to come out and talk about their experience. 8 months ago, I did a video with Dr. Michael Salla about my experience in Eglin Air Force Base with these ships that were coming down and they were connecting telepathically with other soldiers that had psionic abilities. I was part of that group that they lined up. And you guys remember the experience, right? This is the experience right here, real quick.
These beautiful ships were coming in pairs, and we were standing in line in a meditative state. And creeping behind us, these ships were coming in, and you can hear the humming noise. It's beautiful. And it was choosing which soldier was in a meditative state, connecting with them in a telepathic way. It was a beautiful experience.
So this happened in Eglin Air Force Base. Okay. Now, this guy that recently came out, this other insider, right? His name is Daniel. We have to comprehend how big Eglin Air Force Base is, okay? Eglin is a big base. Inside these bases, right, there's different units. Maybe on the update I do next with Dr. Salla, I will talk about which unit that I was serving in. Can't say it now. But people are coming out, and we got to encourage these soldiers to come out and talk about their experience. I was talking to two of my buddies, right? And I'll give you the first initial of their name is J and S. So we were talking, and we were talking about our experience that we were walking in the base, and we felt that we were being followed by something. And it was pitch black. You could see the constellations and everything. It was beautiful. It was me, two of my other buddies, and another one that left us behind. And it was really chilly. And I think we had an experience all together. We did not talk about it. We also saw one of these massive ships, TR-3Bs, flying over with the Ospreys in the background. But this is a quick video of what I talked about with Dr. Salla, and I'll put the link. You can see the whole video of my experience that I had 8 months ago with these ships. So this is me talking a little bit with Dr. Michael Salla.
Okay, now you contacted me some time ago about a update concerning being sent to some area where there were a lot of soldiers. And yeah, so you want to tell us what that update was all about and when that happened.
This happened like 2 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks and a half ago. I sent you this message before the 9th. And I was traveling towards the base, and I got a text message to meet up in a certain location, similar to the location where I brung you, but it's farther away from the base, but it's the same location. And I parked the car, and I saw a group of guys, right? And they were like strong guys. They were other different guys. So there's a mixture of veterans and active duty people there. You know, some had beers, some did not have beers. You know, like you could tell who was active and who was a veteran or, you know, still working for the, you know.
We're living exciting times. So recently, what is it, like a couple days? Probably when I put this video up, it's going to be like 2 or 3 days, that Jeremy Carbell, and I think is Knapp, right? They interviewed this guy named Daniel that was training in the Ranger Regiment. You know, they have a training ground inside Eglin Air Force Base. It's an Army training. People that want to become an Army Ranger. We also got a paratrooper unit that is mixed in with other elites. And he was talking about his experience. And I'll put you the link. I'm not going to put the whole video here because the point is, you know, you have to go to his video in order to see the whole video. But I'm going to put a little bit of how Jeremy starts talking about it, Carbell, and he starts talking about this experience. But for the record, we've been, Dr. Salla and I, we have been talking about these experiences. And I'm sure the person that gives me the green light, he's involved in all that because he does go to Washington a lot and comes down. And he knows about my experience. And he tells me the green light when to talk about my experience. And he gives me the green light to talk about my experience. You know, I had a beautiful event in New York. I talked about my experience there. I made a couple friends, a couple bridges over there. That's going to help out with this movement of disclosure. And of course, putting God first in all things. Bringing heaven to earth. Akuria mate. So, this is a short clip of, and I'll also put the link of Jeremy Carbell full interview with this guy. It's really interesting. But I'll put a little bit of the introduction here of the clip. You guys can clearly hear it and see what they're talking about.
Nobody knows about it. We don't see it in the theater of war. So it kind of gives me hope that maybe we've either reverse engineered stuff, or we've kept stuff super secret, or we've got some sort of partnership program. I don't know. You choose.
Well, he's a really interesting witness. I hadn't heard this story until we interviewed him for Weaponized. And, what came across to me was this guy does not live down in the same rabbit hole as you and I. He doesn't get his mail down there in UFO rabbit hole. He's not a UFO guy, but he did have a good military career, and he saw something really, really strange, and we're about to hear that story. I wish Congress had heard it. I think the Eglin Air Force Base angle is interesting because, as you recall, that's where Representative Luna and Gates went to get a briefing, right?
Yeah. And that's where they were stymied, basically, from, they tried to stop them from talking with the pilots. So I knew it would be of interest. And to be clear, Congress did hear the testimony. We went through numerous, even national security people were there, making sure we could tell the story. He was authorized to testify to Congress. It was for personal issues, a really good one, actually, but it's for personal issue that he couldn't do it. But now, for the first time, the public gets to hear his testimony. And now what we make of it, we'll talk about that on the other side. But here is my pal Daniel, who's got a great encounter, and here you go.
So my name's Daniel Goccarel. In 2006, February to March timeframe, I don't have a definitive date, but I was in the very last stage or phase of Ranger School, and I had a bad jump, and I sustained an L1 compression fracture and some pretty good TBI, traumatic brain
There's
injury.
going to be so much disclosure,
but it was mainly the back
coming
and
in, and I'm really happy about it. As you can hear, I got the sniffles. JP does get sick, okay? I think traveling too much, interacting with people and, flying on these planes instead of these TR-3Bs, we can get sick, okay? I did miso soup, so hopefully I'll feel better. I just got the sniffles. That's it. A little cold. But yeah, make sure when you travel, you drink your vitamins. So there's a lot of good things coming our way. Okay, I want everybody to understand that this closure is around the corner. Okay, we've been talking about this, but we're seeing this. We're seeing all the developments, right? And I posted on my Facebook, we got 3 agencies, right? Space agencies that shut down after 3I Atlas approach Mars, right? And nobody are getting the pictures, right? We got the scientists talking about that right now is behind our sun, 3I Atlas. So we're just waiting until it comes out through the other side, okay? But it's still around the Mars vicinity. This is flying really fast, this particular ship. And if it comes our way, it comes our way. It's coming our way. And we knew this from a long time. We've been tracking this for a long, long time. I want to let everybody know that we knew about this ship and we have been tracking it for a long, long time. When I say we, I'm talking about the soldiers that are working in the solar system. Okay, we got soldiers around Jupiter. We got soldiers around Saturn. We got soldiers around Mars. We got soldiers on our moon. And we also got the soldiers here on Earth. We got soldiers in our oceans. And everybody are tracking these ships. It's not just 3I Atlas, okay? That is a massive ship. It's the size of Manhattan. But we got bigger ships that are coming in our solar system. All these satellites are tracking 720 or 740 other objects that are coming in our solar system for what? Okay? And they're going to try to put that scare on you guys, okay? But you guys be vigilant on the news. Now we got to be vigilant on AI videos. Yes. Just make sure you keep your eyes on that. But we have to understand that if something, yes, goes down and we see all these peace treaties happening, what I think is probably happening, everybody's getting together, right? And everybody is bringing peace, and they're talking about these things that are coming towards Earth. Because some people, some governments don't know what the heck these things are, but we do. We do know what they are, who they are, and how long they've been traveling to be where they're at right now. Yeah, Greer says that if it's a civilization that is futuristic, right, it wouldn't travel the way it's traveling now. But let me tell you something. How about the occupants are in stasis? if they have the technology of quantum leap, they also have the technology to be in stasis. Okay? And probably whoever they are, they activated. And yes, that update I did with Dr. Salla about these ships coming out from Mars that I saw from the past, and now these ships are coming back in our solar system. The same ships that left Mars to seed other places. Let's see what 2025, 2026, 2027 has in store with us. We got new technology being developed to be shared with the public. We are living exciting times. And this video is just to share with you, right, that there's other insiders coming out in this instant. In this instant, there's more insiders coming out. And I'm just happy to be here with everybody that's here. I love you so much. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for visiting my channels and sharing what I talk. Like I always say, let's bring the love, and the love will come to us. Let's bring the love and bring heaven to earth. Akuria mate. Akuria mate. Akuria mate. JP out.
Carries within him the glow of 1,000 suns. Boots on the ground, but his heart flies away to the stars where silence hung.